Welcome, legal eagles and armchair lawyers. Buckle up, because today we're diving headfirst into the wonderfully weird world of product liability lawsuits that not only made headlines, but actually changed the law itself. Prepare to be amazed, amused, and maybe even a little bit horrified. We're talking about cases so bizarre, so unexpected, they'll make you question everything you thought you knew about personal responsibility and corporate accountability. Our first stop on this wild ride is the case of MacPherson v. Buick Motor Company *, a landmark decision from 1916. Now imagine this. A man buys a brand new Buick, all shiny and spiffy, only to have a wheel collapse, sending him tumbling into a heap. The wheel, defective. The Buick company? Initially, they claimed no responsibility, arguing they didn't directly sell the wheel to the customer. But the court, bless their cotton socks, decided that manufacturers are liable for defects in their products, even if they didn't directly sell them to the injured party. This seemingly simple case shattered the prevailing legal landscape and established the foundation for modern product liability law. It's the legal equivalent of a domino effect, toppling decades of precedent and setting a new standard for consumer protection. You could almost hear the collective gasp of manufacturers worldwide. Next up, we have a case that's less about a catastrophic failure and more about, well, let's just say questionable product design. Remember those McDonald's coffee lawsuits? The one where a woman spilled scalding hot coffee on herself and sued for millions. I wonder what planet the judge was on when they delivered that verdict, you might think. But before you jump to conclusions and label her a frivolous litigant, let's examine the facts. This wasn't just about spilled coffee. It was about the dangerously high temperature at which McDonald's served their coffee, a temperature significantly higher than industry standards. While the initial verdict seemed excessive, the case highlighted the crucial role of product design in preventing harm. It forced McDonald's and other companies to review their practices and prioritize consumer safety. It's a reminder that sometimes, the seemingly absurd lawsuit is actually a catalyst for meaningful change. Now prepare yourselves for a case that will make you question the very nature of reality. We're talking about asbestos litigation. For decades, asbestos was hailed as a miracle material, used in everything from insulation to brake pads. The problem? It's incredibly dangerous, causing a range of debilitating and deadly diseases. The resulting lawsuits were monumental, involving countless victims and corporations, leading to significant changes in workplace safety regulations and product labeling. The sheer scale of the asbestos litigation is staggering. It's a cautionary tale about the long-term consequences of prioritizing profit over safety. And when you hear the stories of the victims and their families, you'll understand why the fight for justice and the legal changes that ensued were so vital. It's a chilling reminder that some products have a legacy that extends far beyond their lifespan. Let's shift gears slightly and talk about pharmaceuticals. The pharmaceutical industry is a behemoth, and its products have the potential to save lives or, tragically, to cause devastating harm. The Vioxx case involving the painkiller Vioxx is a prime example. Millions of people took Vioxx, believing it was a safe and effective medication. However, it turned out to significantly increase the risk of heart attacks and strokes. The resulting lawsuits resulted in billions of dollars in damages and forced a complete overhaul of drug testing and approval processes. This case underscores the critical importance of rigorous scientific scrutiny and transparent communication in the pharmaceutical industry. It's a prime example of how a single product can cause widespread devastation and necessitate sweeping legal reforms. It really makes you think about the power of a single pill and the potential consequences of its misuse or unexpected side effects. And who could forget the exploding Samsung Galaxy Note 7? This wasn't just a phone recall, it was a global phenomenon. The spontaneously combusting phones made headlines worldwide, leading to numerous lawsuits and a massive financial blow to Samsung. While the specific cause of the explosions remains debated, the incident highlighted the critical need for rigorous quality control in the manufacturing process. And let's be honest, the sheer drama of exploding phones was enough to make this case legendary. It's a dramatic example of how a single product defect can have catastrophic consequences, both financially and reputationally, for a company. I wonder what planet the engineers were on when they designed that battery. Moving beyond individual products, let's consider the broader implications of these lawsuits. They've forced companies to prioritize safety, improve quality control, and enhance transparency in their operations. They've also strengthened consumer protection laws and created mechanisms for holding corporations accountable for the harm caused by their products. However, there's also a downside. The fear of litigation can stifle innovation, increase the cost of products, and even lead to a culture of excessive caution. Finding the right balance between protecting consumers and fostering innovation remains a challenge. The pendulum swings between protecting consumers and encouraging business growth, and the courts try to find a delicate equilibrium. These cases, though vastly different in their specifics, share a common thread. They demonstrate the power of the law to hold corporations accountable for the safety of their products. They show that even seemingly minor defects can have devastating consequences, and that the fight for justice can lead to significant changes in the law. These lawsuits aren't just about money. They're about holding companies responsible for their actions and protecting consumers from harm. The absurdity of some of these cases only highlights the importance of the underlying principles: accountability and consumer protection. Remember, the next time you use a product, you're participating in a system shaped by these landmark legal battles. And that's just a glimpse into the fascinating, often absurd, and always impactful world of product liability lawsuits. We've only scratched the surface. There are countless other cases that have shaped the legal landscape. So, the next time you see a seemingly ridiculous lawsuit in the news, remember the stories we've discussed today. You might be surprised at the far-reaching consequences of what appears, at first glance, to be a simple mishap. It's a world where reality truly is stranger than fiction, and where justice, however imperfectly served, can sometimes lead to meaningful change. So stay tuned, and remember to always read the fine print. You never know what surprises might be lurking within.